Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. During today's video, we are going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of dip powder liquids. I know it can be so frustrating when you just open that brand new bottle and all of a sudden your brush is hardened or maybe the liquid looks really thick and goopy. So we are going to be walking through the steps of how I prevent my liquids from getting contaminated. So to demonstrate, I grabbed my Beetles liquids. This is that set that I have been raving about that I purchased on Amazon and reviewed. But these tips and tricks that I'm going to be sharing in today's video really do work for any brand. It's not just Beetles, but let's go ahead and dive in. So the very first dip powder liquid do is making sure that you have your bottles stored upright and out of the sunlight. So this is what I like to keep all of my liquids organized on. It is a 6-tier acrylic organizer. They range anywhere from $14 to $17 on Amazon. I will link mine down below. You do not have to have a liquid organizer by any means. Just make sure that you do have your liquids sitting upright and out of the sunlight. If you keep them stored on their sides, the liquid will run up into where you have that brush handle, and that can be a cause for contamination and why your liquids might be getting sealed shut. So this next one goes out to all of my fellow peel base users. This can turn into a very quick dip powder liquid don't. If you are not patient and you don't let this peel base fully dry. UNT takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to dry on my nail. So speaking from experience, I cannot tell y'all how many times I have ruined a base liquid bottle because I didn't know that the peel base wasn't completely dry or I rushed it. So unless you can rub your finger across that peel base and you don't feel any tackiness, any stickiness, then don't start yet because it is not dry. If you put a base liquid onto peel base that is not fully dry, it will harden and contaminate your base liquid bottle. So now that my peel base is dry, I have grabbed my base liquid, which is step 1, and Glamour from Manny Boss to demonstrate. So because this is a thinner liquid consistency, I like to remove as much of that liquid off of my brush bristles as possible. That gives me more control over where the liquid goes on my nail and how much. So you'll notice next that I like to rest my nail on the dip powder jar with my finger pointed slightly down. That gives gravity control of the liquid instead of letting it flow back onto my skin. And then I also rest my dominant hand, which is my right hand holding the brush, on the desk as well. That gives me more control over where I'm placing this brush. One of the absolute, maybe one of the biggest dip powder liquid don'ts is you cannot let this brush bristle touch your skin. If the brush touches your skin, it is possible that it will harden due to oils or anything else that might be on your skin. Next, make sure you're wiping your brush both sides, front and back, on a dry napkin or paper towel before returning it back to the bottle. That's just an extra precautionary step to make sure if you do grab anything on your nail that it is not being put into your bottle. Y'all, this next one is speaking from experience again. I used a fluffy brush to dust off excess powder for many moons. And if I could convince you of anything, it is to stop using a fluffy brush to dust off and use a stiff scrub brush. Even just a toothbrush will work. If you leave excess powder on your nail, when you go in for that second layer with your base liquid, you could possibly be grabbing all of that excess powder and returning it back to your bottle, and that is a very quick way to contaminate your liquids. Not only do stiff scrub brushes do a phenomenal job at removing all of that excess product, but they also help keep your layers nice and thin and natural. So following those same steps, I remove as much of the product off of my brush as possible and then rest my nail on the dip powder jar while also resting my other hand. It is just as equally as important to make sure you are not touching the brush on your skin again. This also applies for that top coat brush. You really do not want to get any of your natural oils on that brush and possibly harden it. Then wipe your brush off on a napkin or a lint-free wipe, both sides, before returning it back to the bottle. Once it's completely dry, I use my stiff scrub brush to scrub off all of that excess powder. So now that I'm done with my step 1 bottle, I'm going to remove as much of the product off of the brush as possible and then use my napkin to wipe off the rim of the bottleneck. So what can happen is if you leave liquid up on the top here, when you go to close your bottle up and seal it tight, it can get stuck. It's basically super glue if I'm being honest. So if you leave product right there and you close it off, it will seal shut. So it's really important that you remove as much of that excess liquid as possible. Next up is Activator. So this is our step 2 liquid. This product is okay to get on your skin. You want to make sure you apply a very generous layer of this to the nail because you want it to penetrate through all of those dip powder layers and product. This is the product that will harden your dip powder so that you can file, shape, and buff. So after 2 minutes have passed, I'm gonna go shape off camera. So once you're done with your shaping, use a stiff scrub brush again to remove all of that excess dust, powder, and debris so that you have a clean surface when you do your top coat. So I'm gonna apply another generous layer of my activator, and this part right here, y'all, might be one of the biggest, absolute most important parts of when you're doing your nails is to be patient for this activator step. Most brands I have noticed say it will dry within 2 minutes, but look at your phone, look at your clock, whatever you have nearby, and make sure a full 2 minutes have passed, at least 2 minutes, because if this activator is still on your nail or there's any activator residue, it will contaminate your top coat. So once my activator step is dry, I like to use a dry napkin or paper towel to rub it across my nail. This is one more precaution to make sure that there is no residue, there's no debris, there's no oils, nothing left on my nail before top coat. So now we are finally reaching our top coat step. And now this is just as important as what I talked about with the base liquid to make sure this brush does not touch your skin. It is so easy to contaminate your step 1 and your step 3 liquids. Just as quickly as that accidentally touches your skin for 1 second, your brush will harden, and that's as quick as it happens. So I'm removing as much product off of my brush as possible, resting my nail on the jar, and this first layer is going to only be a few quick strokes. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a few swipes on your nail, making sure you don't touch your skin, and then again, wipe the brush off on a napkin before returning it to the bottle. So every brand is going to have different instructions for their top coat, but this particular one states that after the first layer, it is dry in 30 seconds and you can go in with your second coat. So my second layer is more precise, more detailed, I move slower, and of course I know I sound like a broken record, but I make sure that I don't touch those brush bristles onto my skin and wipe the brush off before returning it back to the bottle. One of the best things we can do for our liquids as far as making sure we don't contaminate them is through prevention. So making sure that we don't put anything like our oils on our skin or excess powder or activator residue into that liquid bottle and contaminate them. So I'm gonna let this dry for 2 minutes and then close up my bottle. So now that my nail is dry, I'm gonna follow the same steps that I showed y'all for my step 1. Remove as much product off of my brush as possible, wipe off the rim on that neck of the bottle, and then close it up. This is how I keep my liquids from not getting sealed tight and shut. So I know a lot of times you guys ask me in my DMs about, okay, my liquids are sealed shut or they're thick, they're goopy, you know, what can I do now? Because obviously prevention, that would be the best answer. But if you're already at that point where you can't open your bottles or maybe they're all thick and goopy, I wanted to mention this product here. So this is their finish gel, Revel Nails finish gel, and right next to it in that white bottle is called gel thinner. You can actually apply their gel thinner to their base liquid and their top coat to help thin it out if it ever gets thick or goopy. So I did want to mention there is a product out there on the market that you can use to help if your bottles do get a little bit thicker. Obviously they can't revive them if they're as hard as a rock, but it is a product to help thin them out. Now, I am not suggesting to use this gel thinner with other brands, but if you want to perform your own little science experiment, let me know how it goes. But I did want to mention, just in case, if you're already using Revel's products, this is a really great one to have on hand as just a precaution to help keep those liquids thinner longer. So if the brand that you're trying does sell replacement brushes, I highly suggest grabbing some when you buy your liquids, because it never hurts to have some on hand, just in case if your liquid brushes do harden, you can replace them out. So if you are someone who has followed these same steps and you are just at your wit's end, you don't know why your brushes keep hardening or why your liquids keep getting thick and goopy, please, 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 I urge you to reach out to that company and get some help, get some advice, let them know what's going on so that they can assist you, maybe give you replacement. But I hope that you get some solution to that issue if you are following all of these little tips and tricks that I have learned personally along the way. So I hope that you found today's video helpful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see y'all in the next video.